Did you notify anyone? Well, anyway, what is this? Tuesday, November the 18th. We'll wait for people to come on. This is no notification. This is just all of a sudden. Hey, hey, y'all. Nobody's on. Oh, we got so much to talk about. We didn't send out any notification. Should have did the 30-second countdown. Now I see why people do that. Give people a chance to come on. This is like the beginning. Like I like to edit like the beginning
territory of a NATO member.
Hey. Well, as people start coming on, then we'll get started.
I'll put your laptop so I can do a notification.
Do the what?
Put your laptop on so I can do a notification.
Okay, you didn't do one? You didn't do any notification?
No.
Okay. All right, it's on. You're going to go there because my laptop is in charge.
We didn't put watch live in the title.
Oh.
Yeah, that probably hurt it.
So can we put that in the title? We forgot.
Yeah.
Okay, so put it in there as people come in. Let them know that we're live. Because we want to get started. There's a lot going on. You put it in the title?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as they start coming in, then we'll get started. But you got to let people know that we're live. Let's see. You have the chat. Is that on too?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that they can start communicating. You adjusted it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so we're just waiting for people to come in. Yeah, we should have did that or just let people know ahead of time, but it's fine. They'll start coming on, and once they start getting more people in, then I want to get started because this stuff is so serious. Did you change it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey, I don't know who's there, but we're just trying to, like, I know this hasn't been, we haven't given any notice that we were going to go live, but we're trying to just adjust the title, and then we want to get started. We need people to start coming in, but we forgot to notify people so that they know that we are going live. So, did you adjust it? I want to get started. They're just going to have to catch up. Is everyone in the chat from the United States? Do we have anyone outside the United States? Hi, everyone. Can you let me know where you're viewing us from? What state, city? What state or city are you in? I think it's live. Okay. What city are you watching? I know they saw the title. You want to just get started now? What are you doing? Because I want to get this. Did you change the title? Okay.
Just did a community post.
Okay. Yeah, you got to let the community know, let the subscribers know. You got to start with that. Even though we didn't give any notification, but at least let them know that we are going live right now. Yeah, you always have to do that so they know. Uh, Let me know when you finish. Okay, well, anyway, you guys, there's a lot to talk about. I'm trying to let people come in. I know there was no notification. We didn't even we're just now trying to let some of the subscribers know that we are live. This is without notice. But it's a lot that's going on right now. And there's some things that we really need to be concerned about, that we really need to let our leadership know that we still have a voice. We have to have a voice in like what's going on. We can't sit back and let this president that's suffering from dementia to allow him to drag us into World War III. I believe that we're more on the verge of that than any time before. You have Putin that's threatening that if Zelenskyy used those missiles that dementia Biden has approved and they start targeting inside of Russia, that's going to escalate. It's going to escalate quickly. Right now, North Korea is planning on sending as many as 100,000 soldiers. You have Iran supporting that they're supporting Putin as I speak. You have who else is China? They're sending troops. So it's a lot of stuff that's going on. And if you get Iran involved, China involved, North Korea involved, and here go the United States, like we really are going to have to let this president, while he's sitting in office, is that we're not going for this. We cannot allow this man to drag us into a war prior to Trump taking office. And all these Democrats that are out here that supported this buffoonery, that these people have done so much to destroy this nation. Right now, you have Venezuela gangs in Tennessee that shot someone 32 times in broad daylight. They are doing all kinds of assaults inside of our country, and they're spreading through the country. So we got people inside the country that we have to be concerned about. But as far as outside the country, we're on the verge of maybe going into a war like never before. And the reason why I'm concerned more about this war is because it could be such a devastation. It could be so many lives lost, because once you start having these countries want to see who have the biggest guns, that means who have the biggest nuclear weapons. They're just bomb each other, that they'll destroy us all while they're in their bunkers and they're tucked safely away, while we're out here with our water polluted, our food polluted. It's like it's so dangerous for us as American citizens. And what I hate is that this man is smiling and grinning. He's, in a rainforest walking the wrong way. This is the president. And Zelenskyy knows that the hundreds of billions of dollars has been given to that country. There's a lot of it's in his pockets. And they want a war. I believe that this administration, their goal was to have a war. That's why they wanted all these people to come in as quickly as they have, because it's about war, it's about power, and it's about money. And the reason why we have a lot of these immigrants in here, hi everyone. The reason why we have these immigrants, because I thought, okay, they want them to vote in our elections, which they did. But the other thing that they wanted so many people in such a short span of time, you really have to ask yourself, why was it so necessary to try to have people come in at the rate that they did in 3.5 years. Like it would have taken 30 years to amass these amount of people. So you have to ask yourself why. And the why is that they need soldiers. They need people to fight in these wars. They want a war. There's money in wars. And it's looked like the Democrats are so cunning and they're so wicked. I mean, it's wickedness going on. This man is on his way out of office and he's trying to leave office with us like on the verge of having a world war. And World War III is not like a regular war that soldiers go over there and fight. These people want to launch missiles that will hit us, that will affect all of us. And what they allowed to come in this country, we'll be fighting inside out. Inside out. You know, it's going to be so much going on when Trump take office. I want to just make sure that Biden administration is the administration that takes responsibility for the reason why this country is in the state that it's in. We're in more danger than I think that most of us realize. But I felt this while they were running, that these people have destroyed this country. And people are crying and having meltdowns about them not being in power. These people have destroyed us. And people are telling me they want to leave the country. They're not going to have sex with their husbands. They talking all this bull crap. Whereas we need to wake up and realize that we need to getting in contact with our congressmen, our senators, whether they're Democrat, Republican, saying that we want you guys to meet at the table. Biden, they said in the last 4 years, they haven't even sat down and talked to Putin. How are you gonna be a world leader and you're not even talking to the opposition? You're not trying to end a war or de-escalate the war. They're just sending weapons and missiles. Now they're telling them go ahead, shoot inside of Russia. And you got Putin saying, go ahead and try me. Go ahead and do that, and I'm gonna drop some bombs. And that radiation goes out. It goes everywhere. Everyone will be affected by it. So you don't want that to get started. You want to de-escalate what's going on. And my concern is that we need to have a voice in this. The American people need to say, Biden, we gotta, he still got time to do more damage, and that's scary. We need, for the American people, we might have to freaking, make calls, get in contact with our Congress people and say that y'all see what's going on. We can't sit back and allow this to happen. We cannot sit back and wait for things to get so out of control that there's nothing we can do about it. Biden is an idiot. He's a fool. He's on his last leg. He don't care what happened to this country or world. It's over with for him. He doesn't care. And he's laughing and I mean, he's supposed to be a leader. He's supposed to be leading American people into peace, not war. This is nothing to play with. This is not like the Vietnam War or what are the other wars we've had. It's not like we go do battle. They're talking about nuclear weapon wars. That's a problem. And we need to get serious about it. We can't sit back and think they're going to work things out. We got some assholes in power right now.
But like you said, how they're going to do it, Trump's going to be the fall guy.
Trump, yeah. They're going to do all this, and they're going to be like, it's Trump fault with all the Venezuelan gangs. It's Trump fault that the terrorists are now blowing up Madison Square Garden. It's going to, like, all that they've done they created all the chaos that we are enduring right now. With the illegal aliens, they created this. They created these Venezuelan gangs that are running rapid around this nation. They're shooting people in broad daylight. They're robbing in broad daylight. Y'all, if you're not, at least go on social media to keep up what's really happening in Tennessee, in New York, in Colorado. You have to really be paying attention how they're moving across this country. This is not even a terrorist. Cartel of terrorists. Look at all what they're doing. They're trafficking kids and children. 325,000 are missing? We got to pay attention. Fentanyl's coming in here from China that's killing hundreds and thousands of Americans. We got to wake up to what's going on. This was a wicked regime that was in here, in this in the present office right now. And I'm sorry to say that I voted for this mess. And I can't wait. And I'm happy to say and proud to say that I voted for them to be out of there. I voted for Trump because this is a mess that's going on. I voted for him. These people, Kamala Harris, would not be able to handle this. She couldn't even handle an interview with Brett from Fox News. She doesn't know what she's doing.
A 5-minute interview.
5-minute interview. And these people are having meltdowns, and we are in trouble right now. We need to really be alert and let them know we do not want this war to escalate. The last couple of years, or however many years, we've been giving hundreds of billions of dollars to Zelenskyy while our people here suffer. Nothing for Americans. Nothing about this regime administration have been for American citizens. Everything has been for illegal immigrants, Ukraine, Gaza, Lebanon, you name it. Everything has been for the rest of the world. But as far as us and our veterans who are still laying out in the street, that they can't get a hotel room, they can't get an EBT card, $350 a week. They can't get any benefits. Americans can't get these benefits. We're not getting the benefits. We're crying, talking about inflation, economy, can't buy a house. You can't, your car insurance is too high. They're laying people, these great jobs, people are being laid off from all kinds of jobs, from airlines, you name it, people are being laid off. The motor vehicle industry, everybody's being laid off. These are the things that's going on. The only people that's being employed right now are illegal immigrants. Those are the ones that are being employed.
Look at Tyson.
Yeah, Tyson, like as soon as they knew they was going to immigrants, they laid off 25,000 workers. They wanted to hire the immigrants. They could hire them with cheaper labor. So that's what's going on. But meanwhile, we got a bigger issue, and that's we have what until January the 20th. We're on pins and needles what Biden might do. And Biden's running around looking like the crazy old man from whatever galaxy.
Like evil old man.
He's an evil old man. And he's happy about destroying this country as much as he can before he leave office. He's talking about a peaceful transition. That's a lie from hell. This man is going to try to do all he can to make sure that Trump can't even get to helping the American people, because he's going to have to stop a freaking World War III. He's going to have to stop World War III. He's going to have to stop these goddamn Venezuelan gangs from running over our country. They're running over. When has this ever happened? They're here now. This is what they did. All this going on, that people having meltdowns and crying over how they wanted these people in office. We're going through, everything we're going through is because of the people that are in office right now. And instead of making things better, guess what they're doing? They're making things worse. They're escalating a world war because Iran is involved with Putin. They're supporting Putin. President is sending 100,000 soldiers to help in the war. That means now we need our allies to send soldiers to Ukraine. So it's escalating that once everyone gets involved and China is ready to move on Taiwan, they move on Taiwan, oh, it's over. Because we're their allies. So that's going to be the icing on the cake. We're not even prepared for a war. We don't have soldiers ready for all of this. You know, we have to stop what's going on with this crazy administration. And everybody that's American, that's on here, we need to be one. We need to have one goal, and that's America first, taking care of us. That should be the goal. If anybody's on here that's not American, y'all need to get off right now, okay? Because it should be about America first. We have to protect this country from this onslaught that's going on. These people have done so much harm, and we're sitting back watching news, watching what they're doing. It's the worst thing to have is an idiot in charge. That's the worst. When you got people in charge and you know that they're stupid and they're making decisions that's going to affect you, this is the worst state that we can be in. Biden is a goddamn fool. That administration is so evil and wicked. They're watching this man. They're telling him what to do. This is what they want. This is their payback, maybe. Oh, we're just like, just kill everybody. Just pollute. They let these bombs go off, it'll pollute your water. You won't have drinking water. You don't have drinking water. What's that, 3 days you have to live or whatever? You have to have water. Pollute the food. They got so much going on inside the country. You got 54,000 Chinese people, and the Chinese people, they own a lot of our farmland. They could poison the food. They're in control of a lot of our food source. Are you kidding me? We allowed this? We allowed this. You can tell this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Um, yeah, this isn't funny. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because
It's unbelievable.
it's like they keep getting crazier and crazier. It's like you expect it with the things they pass, like abortion, like that's crazy. Then illegal immigrants, that's crazy. But now you're at the point where you're talking about World War III. It's like it's always something new and something that's different, that's even more crazy than what they were doing before. And I will never vote a yeah, I will never vote for the Democratic Party. That's never going to happen. I hope everyone here watching isn't going to be voting for the Democratic Party because this is a scary time we live in now because of this, because of them. So, but we're about to watch this, react to this Fox News video.
Actually, the world is racing towards Daniel's 70th week. At least informed person I heard today. You're out of your mind. You don't get it. You're arguing. You need to but out and mind your own business. Yeah, they're going at it in here, but you know what? It doesn't take for I told you so to happen. That yeah, we're racing towards tribulation. The stuff that's going on is real. The stuff that's going on is real, and I just wish that it didn't have to affect me. That's all. I just wish that all the people who don't believe or whatever, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. I just wish that you people that have to find out through this stuff has to really kick off because it's already has kicked off. If you turn on anything, go online, go on X, go on Twitter, formerly known, X formerly known as Twitter. Go on there. Get your news source because now we have social media, so you don't have to watch the lame old media stations like MSNBC, CBS, ABC, Fox News, all that. You can go online now. You can find out yourself like what's going on, and it has escalated. Things are serious, and we need to get serious because it's real. You can't live in bubble land. Your kids are going to be affected by what's happening now. And this is because we have not focused on our own country and our own needs. That we're out here supporting and supplying our taxpayer dollars to hundreds of billions of dollars to wars that we haven't even tried to sit at the table to discuss on trying to bring it to an end. We're not even at the Biden administration and Kamala administration haven't even sat down with these people to negotiate, to look for an end. This doesn't make any sense. That we're not doing anything to resolve the situation. Like I've always been like a problem solver. It's always been like, okay, how can we solve this problem? We need to be solving problems. At least sit at the table before it gets escalated. The only thing they're doing is giving more of our taxpayer dollars, more of our money, more of our money. But no one is trying to resolve what's going on. And that's what the problem is. We need leadership. A leader knows how to lead. These people do not know how to lead. We got this crazy behind Biden. He's at some Summit 20 in Brazil. They not even welcome him like a president. They welcome the Chinese president, President Xi, with a red carpet. Biden got there, no red carpet or nothing. Yeah, take it. They're not even acknowledging this president of the free world. The United States president, they show no respect to him at all. None. They don't respect him at all. They respect leadership. They respect strength. They know this man is weak and he's just a fool. at this point. That's what we have leading this country, a fool. And he's being told what to do. So the machine is sitting back talking about, we still gonna have a war, we still gonna get our money. But we're gonna make it hard as hell for when Trump get in office. He's gonna have to have his hands tied so many ways to try to stop a freaking world war. This is ridiculous. And this is what the freaking Democrats are having meltdowns. Y'all need to straighten up and man up and get a goddamn brain from the wizard. Because this stuff is crazy that these people are sitting around. Inflation is not bad enough for them. The economy wasn't bad enough for them. They want to run on abortion like that's birth control. Like they don't need to feed the children that are alive. Like that was their biggest thing. But as far as these wars and illegal aliens taking all our hundreds of billions of dollars that we're taking care of, none of this stuff matters. It's just insanity. It's insanity. It really is. I mean, this is time that we all need to, come together because we got a bigger problem. We got a problem with Putin. We got a problem with President Xi. We have problems. America has bigger problems. And we're sitting back and we're like the rank and file. We're the voters. We're the ones that say we're putting you in office to make sure that you guys handle business. Keep us out of wars. Make sure that the economy is intact. They're supposed to make sure that Americans are taken care of. This is America. They're supposed to make sure we're okay. And that's the last thing that's been on this administration agenda. They don't give a damn. This is like a little bit. I'll show you a little bit because I still haven't set up my StreamYard. But this is the best I can do right now. I'm going to show you a little bit of what's going on, what they're saying.
Overhead on celebratory occasions. But by greenlighting the use of long-range weapons, the senator was just referencing, that could hit inside Russia. Our stumbling commander-in-chief, with staggering stupidity, is bringing us into extremely dangerous territory. Now, we already know that Putin has said previously about this type of aggressive move, and now a Kremlin spokesperson says the move is adding fuel to the fire and provoking further escalation. He warns that these strikes are not going to be carried out by Ukraine, but by the countries giving permission for them. That means us. Joining us now, Missouri Senator Josh Hawley. Senator, Putin went on the record earlier today, basically said that same thing. Are you concerned this is going to increase the chances that he is going to move forward and put those North Korean soldiers, 100,000 of them, to deploy and ratchet this thing up even further?
I am concerned. I'm very concerned. Listen, here's my takeaway. January 20th can't get here fast enough. I mean, what Biden is doing is totally reckless, Laura. It is absolutely reckless. And let's not forget, this is a guy who the Democrats decided couldn't be trusted, didn't have the capability to run a presidential campaign. And now here he is, potentially leading us down the path to World War III with just weeks to go in his presidency. It is unbelievably reckless and irresponsible. And I just can't wait until Trump gets back into office. We've got to make it from now to then, and this policy is a disaster.
Well, a friend of mine described it as it's almost like Biden or whoever is making this call, and you wonder who is mining the political and military landscape to cause trouble for Trump. However, he just met with Trump. Is there any possibility that he and Trump talked about this? Not that Trump would be in favor of this, but it's kind of a chess move to get Putin to the table? Or do you think that's just probably not likely?
Well, it looks like escalation to me, Laura. It looks like a green light for escalation on the part of Ukraine and then Russia, as you pointed out. What would happen if Russia would launch and retaliate missiles into the territory of a NATO member? Then our treaty obligations would be triggered. Then we're talking about a full-scale war. I can't imagine that President Trump wants that. He's been totally against it. What I'm sure he wants is for Biden to stop screwing this up and allow him to get into office and begin to work towards America's security interests. Let's remember what our interests in the region are. It's our national security. That's what we ought to be putting first. And giving a green light to shoot missiles into Russia, that's not putting our interests first. It's putting it last.
It's insane. Do you think Biden made this call? Is he the one who came up with this idea?
I don't think Biden's making any calls. I think it's other people within the deep state who want this conflict to go on forever. This is escalation, and I think that's what's going on here.
Yeah, trying to prevent Trump from actually being able to, pull out of the situation. Exactly. That's what they did in Afghanistan to him. Senator, as always, thank you so much. Now, next, D.C. bureaucrats are freaking out tonight.
This is like this stuff is so serious is that it doesn't make any sense that we're being subjected to this. Like we're depending heavily. Hey, chef. We're depending heavily
Elon Musk has
on
plans.
these
What is it?
on the people in leadership. We're depending on them to lead us out of this. But how are you going to lead if you don't sit at the table? These people aren't even sitting at the table to try to bring this war to an end. That's why Trump was saying that he wants to meet with them. And even Putin said that, I would meet with him. I would meet with Trump. Hey, he said that. He's saying, hey, he said that I would meet with them. And why hasn't this administration, they said in 4 years, they haven't even tried to meet with President Putin? How don't you meet with someone that's such a threat to this country? How don't you meet with him? And don't sit down and try to de-escalate this situation? Because it needs to be de-escalated. I mean, like the title is real. It's like they need to put America first. They need to think about the citizens of this country. We've been through enough the last 4 years, and any freaking person that considers himself a Democrat that's not seeing that this is what's going on and what's been happening in this country, instead of having a meltdown, you need to be calling your congressman or senator or whatever, saying that you don't want a war. We don't want World War III. They're working for us. President Biden still works for us, even though he's suffering from dementia. He couldn't even take an interview without walking into the rainforest. He talking about, I'm the first one to been in the rainforest. President been in the rainforest. Yeah, he walked right into the rainforest. I mean, come on now. I mean, we got to do better than this. We need to demand better than this. They have not looked out for our well-being. They got these Venezuelan gangs in Tennessee shooting people 32 times in broad daylight.
Put that on.
You know, about that. I'll put that on. I mean, we're imploding inside out. We got stuff going in here. Trump hands is going to be so busy trying to clean up a freaking World War III, a civil war with the immigrants, trying to get them out. Because no matter how many people they kill, no matter how many people they take out, no matter how much of a burden that they cause our healthcare system and just our taxpayer dollars, that we can't even afford them, they're going to fight tooth and nail to keep them in no matter what they do.
Yeah, Trump is the GOAT.
No matter what they do. Nobody's saying not to have immigrants. We have immigrants. But what we need is for them to be vetted. We need them to come in legally. We don't need terrorists coming in with them. You know, we don't need that. That's what's going on. We had terrorists that we have to deal with. What they say is 350 terrorists, and it only took 19 to take down the Twin Towers and try to take out the Pentagon. And now we got 350 running around in here. We got 13,099 murderers. We got 15,000 something convicted rapists. We got all these criminals in here. And then Trump got to deal with freaking President Putin, President President Xi. You got I don't know who the Iranian president, he's involved. They're sending weapons and soldiers to help Russia right now. President saying right now, I think he sent 3,000, he's going to send up to 100,000. It's escalating. Then we're saying, well, we need our other allies to come in and then get together for them to send people. That's World War III. Then China's going to hit Taiwan while we fighting in here with the freaking terrorists that are here now, that we got to deal with now because of this administration. They set us up for failure. They set this country on fire. And I believe that we're going to be going through this years to come. Years to come. Because you're going to have people through the cracks that are going to be in here to do all kinds of stuff. And the Democrats are going to fight tooth and nail, no matter what they do, to keep them.
Oh, Javier, you're the lost one, buddy.
To keep them. You know, they need to put y'all in that rainforest with Biden and bomb that. They need to put all y'all non-believers right there because Putin is on air. He's saying what he's going to do. He's not United States. He doesn't talk smack. He's not, playing politics. He doesn't have to. He's saying that y'all try to use those missiles on me, I'm going to use nuclear weapons. Look that up. That's what he said. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to even play for it. That's what he said. He's not playing. Y'all go ahead and think y'all gonna bomb Russia like that? You gonna use United States missiles to bomb them? He said, okay, I got one for you. I'm gonna use my nuclear weapons. You go ahead and try it. That's what he said he's gonna do. So he don't have to play politics, this crazy stuff. They don't accept the things we accept here in the United States. All this crazy woke and all this men and women sports stuff. They don't play all these games we play. We tied up with bull crap. They playing for power and money. They're about strength, you know. So Trump knows what these type of men are. He knows what they are. He's been dealing with world leaders. Whereas these inexperienced idiots that's running this country now, they want a war, and they want the people here because there's money in war. They want a war. They don't care how many bodies they get. They don't care how many millions of Americans die in this upcoming war if Trump doesn't stop it. They don't care right now. Russia lost like 700,000 people already at war. You know, so these people don't care. And the people in office right now, they couldn't care less. How many people, children, those are your children. If y'all got military age sons and daughters are now going to war, those are your children that will fight and die for this country. Not you probably, but your kids will. While y'all making fun of this and act like it's no big deal, it's your children. They already can't buy houses. They already don't have a future. They're already screwed up by this crazy system that's going on, even in the school systems. They trying to tell them that they're not a boy or girl. So they all messed up all this stuff on. Then they're going to tell them you got to go to war and fight for this crazy country. While you got some crazy buffoonery president running around that walking into rainforests.
You might as well just say that to me.
Yeah.
Can't buy a house, can't afford groceries, can't afford gas prices.
You know, young people are still living at home because they can't afford to live the frick outside of home with a college education, with degrees, because they're paying off the student loans. They can't afford the interest rates. They can't afford to have a car. You know what it is to have car insurance? The car insurance is more than the freaking car note. You know, so it's a lot that's going on. But the worst thing, I want to still have a country in spite of all of that. So we need to take this stuff seriously. And we need to all come together as American citizens and say, we don't want any World War III. We want you people, you work for us. We're tired of being pushed around and y'all making these idiotic decisions. And we got these nuts running around like can't nobody stop Biden. You know, he's running around and everybody knows that he has mental issues. And they're taking advantage of him. The rest of the world, especially Zelenskyy, he could get whatever he wants out of Biden. They know he's suffering from dementia. They know he's not in his right mind. They didn't even show him respect. They're not even showing him respect as the president of the United States. So we got to come together. This is like another one. What's this on?
Attending this final G20 summit in Brazil.
This is where he's on.
Man, look at the beautiful shots of Rio.
Yeah, this after the president signed off on Ukraine's use of long-range U.S. weapons inside Russia called ATACMS.
Lucas Tomlinson is live from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. Hey, Lucas.
Well, good morning, Ainsley. Good morning, guys. This is something that Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has been begging President Biden for years now. And it's notable that specific type of American missile, as you mentioned, Brian, the ATACMS, have been used to strike Crimea in the past, but there were restrictions on using them inside Russia no longer. Now, Zelenskyy had been complaining for a little while now that only 10% of the weapons that Congress approved, remember that $60 billion package, only 10% of the weapons in that package has arrived into Ukraine. Now, speaking of arrival, President Biden arrived here in Rio last night. It's notable, guys, there was no red carpet rolled out for his arrival, as we're about to see here. Now, China's President Xi Jinping was afforded that honor. Biden attended an economic summit in Peru before coming here, where China was given the rare honor of a state visit. Biden was not. Brazil is also extending that same honor to Chinese President Xi here in Rio, not Biden. Today, Biden will attend meetings here in Rio on global hunger and have a reception with world leaders at an art museum. Putin is not here, of course. Now, officials say Biden has signed off on this limited counterstrike, allowing Ukraine to use American missiles.
Leroy recommends. He recommends ABC, CBS, CNN. That's the type of stuff that Leroy watches.
With a range of up to 90 miles, it comes in single warhead and also cluster munitions. The goal is to hit North Korean soldiers that have deployed to Russia, specifically the Kursk region, and only this area inside Russia where Ukraine launched its incursion back in August. Now, Ukraine is forbidden, Brian, to use these missiles, American missiles, elsewhere. Biden's decision to use these longer-range missiles comes one day after Russia launched one of its largest attacks on Ukraine since the start of this war, firing over 200 missiles and drones. Those drones from Ukraine, of course, targeting Ukraine's energy infrastructure, where winter has already arrived. Now, yesterday, Biden became the first sitting president to visit the Amazon.
I'm proud to be here. The first sitting U.S. president to visit the Amazon rainforest.
Wow.
History is literally watching us now. So let's preserve this secret place for our time and forever, for the benefit of all humanity.
That's a
After
four.
losing the 1912 election, Theodore Roosevelt made an ill-fated trip along the Amazon, almost killed him. Now, pretty soon, going back to Ukraine, you could have American weapons being fired by Ukraine to kill North Korean soldiers inside Russia, guys.
And Lucas, there's a story out. Bloomberg's had a story this morning that North Korea, we know they've sent at least 3,000 troops to help Russia. Bloomberg says there's a possibility they could send up to 100,000.
That's right, Steve. That's the big concern here. Of course, President Biden met with South Korea's president in Peru. The South Korean president's already on the ground here in Rio as well. This has certainly been concerning for South Korea and certainly for the president. And it was very clear when we spoke to Deputy National Security Advisor John Feiner that the deployment of these North Korean forces, which could be up to 100,000 inside Russia, that was the game changer, and that's what changed the White House and President Biden's calculus, Steve.
Lucas, I think it has a lot to do with who won the election, too. Because he only has 2 months to put his agenda forward. So, but thanks so much. The ATACMS go 190 miles an hour.
No question, Brad.
375
Elijah,
pounds
what
of
do you
explosives.
have?
It'll be big, but we need our allies to do the same thing. They're waiting for our go-ahead to lift restrictions. But now the UK, Germany, everybody's got to go in there because you put 100,000 men into that fight to a country that has lost about 700,000. The estimates are Russia lost 700,000 off the battlefield, 250,000 dead. It's a stunning number, but they don't care about their people. They put in the poor, the one without influence, and they basically tell them, now you gotta go. And according to General Keane, they're out of incentive, they're out of money.
Right.
They were paying them extraordinary amount of money, so if your kid died in the fight, you would get some money. Now all of a sudden they're drying up there. So
How do you know how many are killed? Since you can't really trust.
If that's the number they give, you got to figure it's
Right.
probably a lot bigger than
yeah,
that.
I mean they're rough estimates, but they don't. Russians don't push back on it.
Well,
So we're at a point where everybody would love a ceasefire or an end to it, but what type of leverage do you have when Trump gets in and talks? If right now they're taking land and they're holding on to a little bit of Russian land, but if they can get on the offensive and when Putin comes to the table, when Trump takes over, then Zelenskyy has a better chance of holding on to more of his property.
Well, Donald Trump ran on wrapping it up as quickly as he can, so I don't think he really cares what the Biden administration does, because on day one, he's going to do stuff his way. His national security advisor...
in doing a deal, he wants Zelenskyy to have as much leverage as possible, because Putin is going to be less apt to do a deal if he feels as though momentum and everything else is on his side.
The president won't talk until after the inauguration.
I've heard contours of what he's talking about with both Putin and Zelenskyy, and it sounds like ultimatums to both of them. So it's like, okay, let's wrap this up. To Michael Waltz, this current congressman from the great state of Florida. He is the president's pick for NSA, and he had this observation about how Russia is escalating, which is not good for anybody.
It's another step up the escalation ladder, and nobody knows where this is going. North Korea is unleashing ballistic missiles, artillery, now tens of thousands of soldiers. The administration responds by lifting this restriction. North Korea sends more soldiers. South Korea is now saying it may get engaged. China is buying oil from Iran for pennies of the dollar. Iran is using that to send missiles and drones into Russia that is then hitting Ukrainian critical infrastructure. So this is a development, but it's a tactical one. President Trump is talking grand strategy here. How do we get both sides to the table to end this war? What's the framework for a deal? And who's sitting at that table? This is an all-star team, Brian, that President Trump is assembling that will think through these broader strategic issues and how do we drive this war to an end, as President Trump promised on the campaign trail.
Right. There'll be a lot of effect because I know denying Iran will stop them from replenishing to a degree Russia. That could help. And then you have leverage over China if we stop allowing Iran to sell cheap oil to China. So it's going to be a new sheriff in town.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here
Well,
to
the problem is that I don't know if it's Trump is going to be able to get in before they start a war. Because I believe that they know if you're going to attack America, this is the best time to attack. If you're President Putin, President Xi, that all the chaos is going on in the leadership we have now, at the end of the day, Biden is still the president and Kamala Harris is still the vice president. These people are still running this country. You have this senile president running around that everyone's taking advantage of. Nobody is listening to him. They're not even showing him respect. He shouldn't even went to the summit because he's not capable of even finding his way out of the rainforest. I mean, this is our representation. So they know that we're weak right now. When else, if Trump was in office, how many of you on this chat say yes or no? Do you believe that President would be sending up to 100,000 soldiers to help Russia? Do you believe that President Xi will be involved? Do you believe that all these Iran would be helping Russia? Do you think that that they would be doing all this if Trump was in office? How many of you think that they would be doing all of this if Trump was the president? See, how many people believe that? You people are Americans. I believe you're American citizens. How many of you believe that they're doing this because Biden is in office? And like he's on his way out. And I always felt while this election was going on, I said, they're going to hit us. This is the weakest that we'll be right now. This is the time to attack. And that's exactly what they're doing. Because if you're going to be in warfare, you want to get your opponent when they're weak. Like Trump can't do anything until he's sworn in as president. And that's not until January the 20th. We have a long ways to go. We have 2 months to go. That's a long time. And it's seeming like years in Biden's time because he's doing a lot of damage. I mean, to give an okay that they could use these missiles when he's on his way out. And he knows that Trump said that he wants to work out and bring these wars to an end. And his answer is, let me provide missiles that would penetrate inside of Russia. So then Putin is saying that I will set off nuclear bombs. And they know this. Everybody knows this. So if he set off a nuclear bomb, there'd be no war, there'd be no land, there'd be no people. So nobody would be able to fight over anything because there'd be nothing there. So he's willing to do that instead of leaving his term, say, let me sit down and actually use some of that power I still might have and let me negotiate with them. Let's try to come to some sort of medium or some sort of agreement or some ceasefire, for God's sakes. Just a ceasefire. They're not even working on that. We need to know what's our next move. What's the next move with this government? We know what Trump is going to do, but Trump has 2 full months before he'll even be in office. And Biden is running around trying to cause as much chaos as possible. That like when he had that crazy grin, when Trump met with him at the White House, this man he's crazy. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. He don't care about us, they've already shown. And it's funny that American citizens don't realize this administration hasn't done anything for you. that this administration has shown you day after day that they don't care about you. It's nothing they have done for you. When Kamala or Biden was running for office, they're talking about what they will do for you when they're in office now. And everything they have done has been for everyone except for United States citizens. And people still crying and whining and meltdowns about they want more of this bull crap. They want more of this. Give me more of this. It's dangerous with them in office. It doesn't make any sense. They all online. The View is crazy. You know, Joy Reid is completely out of her mind. She blaming white women, black men, black women. 88% of black women voted for that clown. 88%. 88% did identity politics. She offered nothing to anyone. Oh yeah, black men, she offered them weed. Forgot about that. But she didn't offer us
To subscribe
anything.
to the Fox News.
You know, it doesn't make any sense.
I just love taking.
It doesn't make any sense. She didn't offer anything at all. And people were whining and crying because they want abortion. That's their birth control. Planned Parenthood said that abortions went up like, you have the illegal aliens, they come in here to have babies. And we're trying to reduce our population, especially black women. They're the highest rate of abortions. You're getting rid of your babies and they having babies. It's crazy. That's what they offered. They offered black men marijuana, the same thing that woman locked black men up for and over-sentenced them and kept them in prison longer than they were supposed to be in there. So this is insanity. And now look at what they're doing. They can't even get out of office without trying to actually start a freaking World War III. I think this is a dangerous time. It's dangerous because it'll affect the world. They set off a bomb, it goes through the air, it'll affect everyone. Everyone. You could store all the food you want to. Thank you for saying that, Audrey. Yeah, you could store all the food you want to, all the water, but it's gonna run out. And then you're gonna be stuck with, having to deal with no rations and no water and stuff, and you're not gonna last that much longer because they're gonna pollute the whole system. But we need to be brighter than this. We really need. It's time for us to stand together.
Got a Kamala voter right there.
She offered first-time home buyers. How really, I'm in finance. I mean, first of all, you got to get approved. Let's just start with that. She offered $25,000, not $30,000. But you know what happens when she said, I'm going to give you $25,000? That means everybody, if I'm selling my house, I'm going to charge you $25,000 more. I'm gonna raise my price that price. So it's gonna be the same. But then they gotta deal with the interest rates. She offered nothing. And then where's the money coming from? She didn't even tell you where the $25,000 gonna come from that she would offer. That's just gonna go into my pocket. I sell my house, that's going in my pocket. It's not gonna help the buyer. She don't even know finance or business. And then the people that they're trying to give houses to are illegal immigrants anyway. So
someone said to him or she, they said, "What is a woman?" Yo, what is
they still trying to figure out that a woman don't have a penis and testicles. They still trying to figure out that a woman has different DNA. No matter which body parts you change, you can't change that DNA. So if you're a man, you're born in the hospital when you were born, this is your lesson for today. You're either a boy or a girl. That's it. There's no in between. You're a boy or girl. All that other stuff happens and influences and kids are molested and raped growing up and it changes it's their environments, but they're not born that way. When you're a baby, you're not thinking about your sexuality. Children are not thinking about sexuality. They're thinking about playing with toys, watching cartoons. That's what adults do to them. They put that stuff in front of them. And they, now they want to be something that they have no business even wanting to become. But that's from the influences. Now it's on TV. It's in the schools. The teachers are pushing it. They got books for them to read. They're doing everything they can to push that agenda on children. They got drag queens reading story time. So This country is like crazy. That's because we need Jesus. Once you remove Jesus, then this is the stuff that's going on, and all this wickedness is going on.
That's why I'm
But
glad.
what?
That's why I'm glad Ohio. It's Ohio, right? Bringing Bibles back to the classroom.
I think it was Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma's bringing the Bibles back in class, but you
really
need
great.
God. You can't get around God because we need Jesus. The only thing going to save us is Jesus. Yeah, Jesus Christ is King.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to save us because God already said how things are going to end. The rapture, maybe we're close to the rapture. Because God is not going to keep going along with the abominations and men being lovers of men and all this kind of stuff. That's what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah when they were just so perverted, and he gave them to their perversions. He just destroyed all of them, But this stuff is like that's going on. It's like I almost feel like we're ahead of the Bible. Like y'all kind of speeding this up.
Like look at what happened. Look what happened at the Olympics after they had that opening introduction.
Yeah, the
How he
Olympics.
took the complete lights of the whole city out.
Yeah, look at the Olympics, how they had the Last Supper and they had all them gay, trans, whatever, imitating the Last Supper. And then God, he cut the lights off. He cut the whole lights off of the city. Cut the lights off. Cut it off. That was an act of God. But we need to be praying for this nation. We need to be praying that these people, that these wicked people that are in office right now, that are working for Satan, that they're stopped. They need to be stopped because we can't keep sitting around want to fight what party you belong to. It's so silly and stupid. Whoever had won, we was going to have to accept it. But if they won, we were done as a nation. You can see it now. Look what Biden's doing. And this woman, she been hiding ever since she lost. I mean, this is so pitiful. All of them are pitiful. They should be out front saying what they're going to do, what we're going to stand for, what Americans, as America, we're supposed to be laying down the law for the world, and we're not.
What he's doing, he's giving billions of dollars to the World Bank.
Joe, what you had on your phone, what he's doing now.
I also just saw it when he was in the rainforest, remember?
Yeah, but what did you say? He's
giving $50 million to the Amazon rainforest. He's not helping American citizens.
He's giving 50 what million?
Yeah, 50 million to the Amazon.
To the Amazon rainforest. But what did they give to the people that just suffered Hurricane Helene and Milton? What did they give them? What did they give them? We're still giving billions and millions to these other countries, but when our people suffer horrific hurricanes, lost everything, got wiped out, they receive what, $750? Is that what they said? $750? And then they didn't give them that. They didn't even give them. That the majority of people were denied, and now they fired the supervisor because they said if anybody had a Trump sign, they were told to bypass those homes. That's what they did. So people lost everything. People lost family, parents, lost everything. They told them during the hurricane, FEMA, to bypass anybody who had a Trump sign. That's how wicked people are. But the thing about it, what you sow shall you reap. So the things you do to other people, and you might not have the problems that people have right now, but you're going to have your own problems because none of us are exempt from problems. None of us are. We all go through things. All of us. There's nobody on here that's not experiencing something that's going on in their lives. But we want to have hope. We want to have a better future. All of us do. We're not exempt. And we need this government to lead. I'd rather have someone that have at least half a mind or have some common sense to lead us. I can't follow a fool. These people in office are fools right now. This Democratic Party, all they are about is money and power and lying to the American people. They got the mainstream media telling you something over and over and over again until you brainwash. I was one of them until you believe it. Until you believe it. They keep saying the same thing. He's Hitler. He's Hitler. You start believing it. You're in danger. Save democracy when they're the ones destroying democracy. Everything they say about Trump is what they are. That's what I found out. I fought hard to get Biden elected. I can't believe the things that these people are capable of. They spent over $1 billion in 3 months to win this election by showing you, having Megan Thee Stallion shake her behind, by having J-Lo up there. Beyonce, she got paid $10 million, Beyonce, out of your money that you donate, $10 million just to walk out on stage for 4 minutes. Oprah got $1 million for that fake town hall that she still had a teleprompter there. They paid Oprah company $1 million.
And Cardi reading the script.
Megan got $3 million. All of them got paid. I think what they said, Eminem got $1 million.
You look angry.
That's why. Look, she spent $482 million on her staff in 3 months. In 3 years, she had Glorilla there too. This is what they offered to the American people. They had them up there, Usher. He didn't even want to be there. Eminem looked like he was angry. They paid these people. They got Roland Martin running around because they probably told him he would have a media company. But she spent $587 million. I might have said 82. $587 million for staffing in 3 months. Trump spent $10 million for his whole campaign. Remember, he started with Biden. $10 million. She spent $582 million.
Someone said, hey, Trump did the same thing.
Trump whole campaign, he spent $361 million. His entire campaign. She spent $1 billion and she's $20 million in debt, and she's looking for you to help her out. So all you Democrats on here, send her some money.
Yeah,
She needs you to bail her out. She $20 million in a hole with $1 billion. You think that's why our economy is this way. She was the casting vote. She was the casting vote. And that's why we're going through what we're going through, because of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Who can spend $1 billion in 3 months? Trump spent $10 million on staffing. She spent a staggering $587 million for her staff. And then she spent another $400 million on these entertainers. And then she wound up being $20 million in debt. She had Lady Gaga. They was at Philadelphia for the whatever she was doing. You know, that's crazy. He spent $10 million. They tried to buy this election and still couldn't, because the people said they had enough. It's crazy. And y'all try to ignore this. It's just amazing that people can try to ignore the facts. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Unimaginable. Unimaginable. What do you say? Like, they spent that money. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about what's going on? How do your generation feel about what's happening?
It's all the anticipation. I'm really excited that Trump's president and happy he's going to be back in office, but still I'm nervous about these sick Democrats and these things they keep doing and this agenda they're pushing and the impact it's going to have on this country, including everyone, including you watching this, including us. It's going to have impact on the whole world, not even just us. So a little nervous about that, but just got to keep your faith in God strong and happy that Trump's going to be the president. You know, because we got to be having a whole different conversation right now if Kamala won. So just keep my head up high and stuff. Thank you, David. Yeah, someone said Putin supported Kamala because she's weak.
Yeah, she's weak. He would crush her. They would take over the world. If she was in leadership, they would crush her. You know, they would crush her. And that's why Putin supported her. Look for the Tennessee, like what's happening with these illegal immigrants. Okay. Yeah, he supported her because she's weak. She's weak. She's afraid. You can't have someone that's scared, because like when Putin said that, when Trump got shot, you know, all the world saw it. He said that he respected Trump. He said not only did he get shot, he said it was the way that he handled it. It wasn't just him saying fight, 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 but he said he stood as a man. He respected him. He said he showed that he was a real man. That's what they like. They don't like this little weak little 5'3" woman that's scared to talk to Fox News. That was scared to talk to her supporters. Even when they were counting votes, they came out there in the middle of the night to support her. She wouldn't even talk to her supporters. And I thought that was shameless of her. It was so horrible that she didn't even come out there just to tell them we're still counting votes. Just say something to them. You're supposed to keep your people's spirits up. She couldn't even do that. She's going to come out the next day at 4 o'clock with another scripted speech. I think at that point she should have spoke from her heart and just told people, like, thanks for everything they had done for her. But she was running scared because she knew she was $20 million in debt that she got to pay, So they begging for money. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe, please. We're trying to get stuff up and out to you people as soon as possible. Trying to get somebody, if you know anybody, you can send it to my email. It should be in the comments, my email. There's someone that I like to speak to you that, know a little bit more about social media, because like the software I have, like I'm having a problem connecting it.
I think this is it.
Oh, okay. All right, so this is what's going on. Just excuse like the way we're doing. Is this it? Okay, so this is what we want to show. This is what's happening in our country right now. And people who aren't aware or not paying attention, you can find this news anywhere. Don't just look at regular television stations. You don't have to. Go on Twitter, go on TikTok, go on, all your different social media platforms. There's so many platforms you could go. You could Google stuff, but you need to be informed, and don't go to the, people, a television station that's biased. Go to people that are neutral, that really care. See, on here we speak the truth. We're neutral. We're about the truth, and our Father is Jesus. So we stand on the word of God. So
God bless you too.
We're going to speak the truth, and that's why it's called, God had put it in my heart to call speak the truth, because this is my truth, and it's just to be enlightened those who aren't enlightened. To like something should go off in you to say that something isn't right. What's been going on, you can't say that it's been great. If someone said that what's been happening in this country is great, then I hate to say, but you are a liar, because it hasn't been great in this country at all. It's been horrible what's been going on. And we haven't even seen the worst, because these people are about to act up in this country. All those people that got let in, these criminals and buildings full of gangs, only thing they've been doing the last few years is organizing. But they're going to act up. Just hold up. You're going to see a lot of stuff jumping off. But I just want you to remember, this is all Biden and Kamala. Don't blame Trump for this mess. Don't blame him for it, because that's what they're going to try to do. But what Trump going to do about it? Look what's happening. They doing this and that. This is what they did. And let's show them. This is under still Biden's watch, because they're gonna try to throw it on him. Turn it up.
Justice, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation sounding the alarm about a Venezuelan gang they say is operating in major cities across Tennessee.
Fox 17 News' Kylie Walker's live tonight down at the state capitol with the full story after questioning state leaders about this gang.
The TBI warns that the Venezuelan gang is here in force and they are on a path for increased violence. That's why they're now asking the governor for funding to address it. The TBI says not only is a dangerous gang growing nationwide, but it's impacting every major city across Tennessee.
They have a pathway to more violence.
The TBI director, David Roush, warning Governor Bill Lee in a budget hearing Tuesday about the rising threat of a violent criminal group, Tren de Aragua.
They're back in all of our major cities. They are running human trafficking operations.
Roush says the Venezuelan gang does not hesitate to attack their opponents in public.
Recently, there was a video that they shot where they shot an individual, a cartel member, 31 times, broad daylight. on video and posted it to social media.
Roush says they'll next engage in more retail theft before taking on the drug trade. These concerns we took to Governor Bill Lee. What measures are being implemented to protect communities across Tennessee?
Well, first of all, I think that part of the reason President Trump was elected last week is because people in this country are tired of gang members from Venezuela, for example, coming across our border. And that policy change that will occur in the next few months.
So at the federal level, we know there could be changes. At the state level, are we doing anything in the meantime to tackle these issues?
Well, I think that's what that funding request hearing was about. They made requests for resources and personnel to attack particular crime issues in our state, and we'll review those budgets.
Congressman Andy Ogle says this is an issue he's been looking at very closely.
Every small town in America is a border town because of the immigration crisis.
Congressman Ogle says he's also been in contact with President-elect Donald Trump on the issue.
We will begin deporting individuals who are here. Of course, you've got to prioritize, but those who are here with violent intent.
Now, the TBI director also says the same gang was first identified here in Tennessee years ago in connection to a human trafficking bust. However, many of the members fled prior to that bust. Now, he says that they haven't been seen, this gang here, up until recently. There hasn't been any sight of them. For now, reporting in Nashville, Kylie Walker, Fox 17 News, your Coast Station.
Yeah, well, I hope that enlightened you. And whoever that is that's saying you have to go on here because I'm responding to something.
Yeah, so it's a lot you gotta be like worried about. I try not to get worried about anything, but you know, this is putting us all in danger and our lives at stake. That's why I don't really understand people who are still for Kamala and Biden and the Democratic Party after everything they took us through, and they are continuing to take us through. So, yeah, what do you think, Mom?
Yeah, I think that's reality. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, people can live in bubble land and act like things that are happening aren't really happening, but the truth is the truth. You got to hit that. Yeah, the truth is the truth. You know, no matter how you shake it, the truth is the truth. And anyone don't feel as though that, like, you know when something is the truth because you can feel it. It's something that you know, okay, I know that's the truth. And you can tell when somebody's a liar. You know, you can tell, you can sense it, especially if you have discernment.
They're all saying so for Lamar.
NSD. I was going to say NSDNC because they like.
They said this is Lamar's first election. If you paid attention to, give him a break.
Okay, well, anyway,
Yeah.
the thing about it is that like what they said, talking about like everybody has a right to get their news or their news source or whatever, but you want to be told the truth. You want to have an informed, so you can have an informed opinion about what's going on, and the things that are going on are only going to get more serious. It's like we're entering into a time and that I believe that America has never experienced before. We've always watched afar off what was happening like in other countries, them dealing with the Venezuelan gangs and people having to deal with terrorists, and Mexico having to deal with the cartel, like all these people, and we've been able to live our lives and just look at our basketball games, our football games. I love college football, you know, so we've been able just to be in our own little world and worry about, you know, our own little individual problems. But now things are escalating faster than what we can keep up with. So if you don't believe what's going on and you have not experienced what this party has given to American citizens, because I haven't seen anything out of this administration that they have done anything for American citizens. So this is why I can't believe how people is even having a meltdown. You know, how they like, give me more of this. They crying and they melting down and they leaving the country. They not going to have sex anymore. And they hating white women, black men. I mean, it's just insanity because they wanted more of this craziness. And it's just unbelievable. And then you get people on there, they die hards. I mean, the craziness is they die hard crazy. I mean, like they are just so like, you know, want more of maybe their lives, maybe they're used to misery. They said misery loves company. Maybe the people that feel like that, maybe they're just miserable. And the only thing they relate to is more misery. But I'm not like that. I like joy. I like happiness. I like peace. I like prosperity. I love Jesus, you know, and he's first. But I care about people. I truly care. And I know the difference when I'm being treated well and when I'm not. And this country is not being treated well. And we should all be on the same page at this point. You know, if people on here, I'm quite sure that you're getting some sort of information. You got to be hearing something, even from your co-workers, your family, your friends. And the holidays are coming up. There are people now not even spending Thanksgiving with their family members because of the freaking election. So everything God did for you personally this year that you should be thankful for, thankful that your parents are still alive, thankful that your kids are healthy, thankful that you got a roof over your head, thankful that you have a job, thankful that you have shoes, that you have food. There are people that don't have a bed to sleep in at night. And people are, you know, they all upset. They're not even thankful. They're not even coming together as a family to share, you know, each other. Because life is ever changing. You know, this time next year could be different for a lot of families. So we shouldn't take people for granted, family for granted, loved ones for granted. You shouldn't take every day for granted. You need to be happy you're here today. You know, we're not thankful enough as a nation, but we need to do more to support our president, our incoming president. We have to support Trump. Because to do what he needs to get done, he's going to have to plow through these people. They're going to be crying bloody murder, you know, and everything that they did, they broke the law. They're supposed to uphold the law. They tell you to keep the law, but they broke the law when they allow all these illegal immigrants to come into the country. And this country want immigrants, but there are people that have been waiting for years, 10 years or longer, that they had to learn about the history. They had to jump through hoops. They had to do a lot to become a citizen. And they're feeling some type of way about this. We want them in, but they need to be vetted so that you don't have terrorists coming in. So you don't have gangs coming in. So you don't have convicted murderers coming in. You know, no other country allowed this except for us. This is what this regime did. And now they're going off into the sunset, and Trump got a whole table full of bull crap. I don't want to curse on him because I want to get banned. So he got to deal with all this junk that's being left behind and these crazy people that are going to be crying and talking about they got rights. You don't have a right if you're not an American citizen. You don't have the right to say you have rights. You're not even a citizen here. Your right is to go back to your country and come in here legally. That's your right. You can't expect for us to indefinitely take care of you when we're not taking care of our people. It's America first. Take care of us. That's what I believe. You have to take care of us. You know, America spent the last 4 years being last on the totem pole. Nothing's being done for us. Nothing. But they're using our taxpayer dollars. Well, there are a lot of citizens in different sanctuary cities. They're screaming and hollering about what's being done to them. And because it's not in your neighborhood, it's not affecting you, you think it's not a problem. But it's coming. They say these gangs across the whole country. They spread it out. Because they're going to be hiding and dodging, trying to run from Trump. So you know they're going to be like, you know, they're hiding. You know, but it's sad how families aren't even trying to spend Thanksgiving together. People got attitudes. It's people in my family. My daughter's like that. My daughter, I got her into politics. I'm an activist. I'm a legislative director. I campaigned. I had her do a speech for me for Biden that I wrote and everything because, you know, I agreed and all that. I could prove. I got receipts for everything I'm saying. And she's like president of the Democratic Party, everything, young Democrats, all that. My daughter's totally involved in everything. And she's sad that Kamala lost. And she said, she can't talk, you know, she need a moment. What did she say? She said,
She needed a break.
She need a break. She need a moment. So she's mourning about Kamala. So it's in my family, my own children like that. So, but I don't, rub it in. But I'm not about talking about politics and stuff for Thanksgiving. I'm like, look, you better come home, for Thanksgiving. But, she might show, she might not show. She might leave the country. She does travel though. So like that's my daughter. So that's how it is. And I haven't even talked to my cousin there, but it's like who to like invite to come over or go with my mom's or whatever. It's like everybody's kind of testy, So that's how, some black families are, I guess, because they said 88% of us voted for her. And 73% of black men, which I'm sad to say.
Well, the one family member did show that she's in support
What
of
about
Trump.
it being adult? Where?
Okay.
What? Go ahead. I was just reading.
Nah, fair.
Yeah, well, my daughter, she like, and my son, he laughing about it. He really likes to rub it in, but I said, don't pick with your sister like that. You can't do that because I wouldn't like it neither.
No, you can't do that because Kamala's going to destroy this country.
Yeah, she was going to destroy the country.
I'm not trying to go to war because I'm not trying to hurt someone's feelings.
Yeah, but we got to bring it together. We got to get it together. We got to stand on one. And it's sad that like Thanksgiving is coming up, Christmas is coming up, and families don't need to allow, Biden family, they're going to celebrate together. Trump family, they're going to celebrate together. Everybody, they're going to celebrate while people are still out here like distancing themselves from their own family. People are actually getting divorces. They're actually getting a divorce because of this election. So you're going to divorce your husband, separate your kids from the family. You're going to do all this over people that don't even know you, don't even care about you. Because this administration certainly don't care about you. You're doing all this over them, which is insanity. It's insanity. And then the lies. I mean, can you believe that people still are so uninformed that they still have the nerve to keep saying Project 2025? Yeah. I mean, that I could tell you that mainstream media did a great job brainwashing people. They did a freaking great job. They keep talking about Project 2025, which, look, please read or listen or something. Project 2025 is a heritage foundation. That's a whole separate organization, just like Black Lives Matter. They don't tell black people what to do. Project 2025 is their own organization. Trump is Agenda 47. It has nothing to do with Trump. But you're so brainwashed to this freaking Project 2025 that the media has, and they still spewing it. And the people, they get little bits and pieces of news, and they know how to influence you. The media's, they even told you to like Kamala in 3 months. She was the most hated VP, didn't know, never heard from her, and she didn't earn one vote. And they told me save democracy. Not one vote did she get in a primary to even run for the president. See, and these people kept telling them, Joy Reid, MSNBC, CNN, Project 2025, even though Trump has announced it a million times, the president of Heritage Foundation said that they have no affiliation. This is a whole separate organization. J.D. Vance has said it. They have been drilled about it, and you still have uninformed people that still, Project 2025, what about Biden's, what we want to call Bidenomics? What about we living through Bidenomics? How about Bidenomics? Why don't y'all talk about these people? I don't get why they never talk about Bidenomics. Why don't they talk about how they have destroyed this country? That's what we're going through right now. That's what we've been going through for the last few years. But they don't talk about that. Oh, a make-believe what the media has done. That's why, you know what happened to that same media? That same media now has lost CNN has lost over 54% of their viewership. MSNBC has lost over 50 or 64% of their viewership. People aren't watching. You know what's happening to those stations? They're laying, all these top anchors are losing their jobs. They're about to be fired. They're laying off people right now. You know what happened with Fox News? They doubled their viewership. That's what, because of them being biased and pushing these Hitler lies and Project 2025 and villainizing Trump and just being one-sided, people got tired of it. So they're losing their jobs. They're going under. Nobody is watching those channels. They lost their viewership for spewing all that hate all these years. People aren't, they're tired of it. That's what's happening. So the people that keep telling Project 2025 will no longer be on the air because all the lies they have told have really been misleading, and people are tired of it. They're tired of it. It's been denounced in every way possible, and you're still people, they don't talk about Bidenomics. They don't talk about this administration, but they bring up something about they don't know, that is not even connected to the Republican Party. That's like Black Lives Matter is not connected to every black person. Okay? That's an organization. It's called an organization. Because we're black, that don't mean we're all connected to it. CNN just had a media told the anchors to tone down the anti-Trump rhetoric for the next 4 years. Yeah, it's too late. You're going to tell them, Andrew, you're going to tone it down. Guess what? People not watching. That's not going to bring people back. Because I even heard them today. They still at it. They say, oh, he won, but he didn't win by a landslide. I mean, it's like they still doing it. They still doing it. They're going to shut them down. They're going to be gone. You're going to see all new people with making less money bringing the news, because the news media is supposed to be biased. They're not supposed to just be one-sided. They're supposed to bring the news. They're not supposed to tell you who to like and who not to like, you know, who to vote for, who not to vote for. Nothing has been, been equal about these news channels, and that's why they are going under fast. And they're telling them that, but they got to lay them off. They don't have money to pay these anchors. I think they said Anderson Cooper was making $20 million. They're getting rid of all these high paid anchors, and they losing money like this. People are turned off from it. People are not watching. There's too much going on. So people are tired of it, and they're losing their jobs. A lot of layoffs are coming. They're being fired. They're not, these people are journalists. They went to school for this. They're supposed to be able to, be fair and balanced. Then, what they did with this Trump election, just like he can't have a debate without debating 3 people, and they're only going to take her side, and she's scripted, and they're not going to answer her questions. Nothing was asked. How about not revealing to the American people that Joe Biden was suffering from dementia? But it's coming. People are tired of it. And that's why a lot of people who are doing YouTube and Twitter and TikTok, and people are watching, because there's no skin in the game. People are, they're not, working for a news media that's going to decide what you can say and what you can't say. If Trump does something I'm not in agreement with, I'm going to say something. And I believe the people in his administration said they're going to do the same thing. Bobby told them from the door, they're not all in agreement with everything he does. And nobody should be in agreement with everything everybody does. But I never hear people disagreeing with what this administration, the way that they have taken us down the toilet. I don't hear anybody talking about what they have done. Nobody is saying anything about Biden, and he running around like a fool. They should be talking about, he need to go sit down in his rocking chair and call it a day and stop starting a war, World War III. That's what he needs to do. They need to tell him he's not fit for duty. He doesn't need to be still going to these meetings. He has 2 months. He needs to sit down and be quiet. If he can't solve it, then he doesn't need to say anything, but he doesn't need to be out here making things worse for us. Trump can't get in office soon enough, but I don't know if he's going to kick something off. If Zelenskyy launched those missiles that Biden has given him the okay to do, and this is something he's been wanting to do, then Putin is going to react with power.
Yeah, and I said earlier, I'm glad an actual girl won Miss Universe.
That was funny. I'm like, huh? You're like, actual girl won Miss Universe. A real woman, not no, because you know they like now giving men a Miss America or Miss Universe. These men, these 6'6" men, 250 pounds with junk. They want to give it. I'm a girl now. No, you're not. You still a dude. You a man all the way. You can put the dresses on, lipstick on. I'm not even wearing makeup or anything. They dress themselves all up and all of that. I'm not doing, that don't make them a woman. We don't, when you're a female, you ain't got to do all that. Because you are what you are, so it's just crazy. But anyway, we try to get this together. If anybody can, don't forget to leave comments, because I'll answer your comments like after like the stream. If you leave a comment or whatever, I will respond to you. And you guys can email me because, I got some software, maybe some people out there that know how to use it. So I could get, stuff on TV without showing the television actually. So I do need someone to kind of help me with that. Today unemployment is 4% inflation. Can't nobody feel it. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Most people are getting laid off. Have you seen the layoffs and all the people losing jobs? Have you seen it? You saying that? Well, go buy a house today since it's so great. Those numbers don't mean anything because it's not being felt in our pockets. They sound like a politician. It doesn't matter if we're not living it. It's not being felt by us. My gas bill is still high. My interest rates are still high. When I go to the grocery store, you gotta need $1,000 a month, at least for food. And I'm talking about just for two people. It's costly out here. If it's so great, go buy the car. Get your car. Go buy a new car and see what your car insurance is going to cost. Tell the people that are losing jobs how great inflation is and unemployment is, because that's a lie. Just like they lied about 818,000 jobs that were added to the job market, and that was all a lie. Just like they said, and then it turned out only 12,000, I think, last month was added. That's the lowest period. Don't tell me about numbers when we live in this nightmare. People are funny. Yeah. I don't even believe half. I know the reality is what we're living. I deal with reality, what we've been living. That's what I look at, reality. That's what's important to me, reality. But anyway, you guys, thanks for being on here. We're going to get off. We're going to come on here tomorrow, probably around 6 o'clock. Hopefully you share, like, and subscribe. But we will be on tomorrow. And hopefully, we won't be at war overnight. You never know with this Biden. He doesn't need to be traveling anywhere. I'm just surprised that they're allowing him to go out there. They shouldn't allow him to speak to anyone because now he don't $1 million. And when he's still not taking care of the people from Hurricane Milton and Helene. Still not taking care of them. They can't get any money, but you're going to give 50 millionaire. Gave 157 million to Lebanon to help their people. But we're not helping people here. And that's the problem. That's the biggest problem for me. I don't want to see our people going without shelter and living on the streets and don't have food. And you got people that didn't pay any taxes and we're taking care of them and their kids and their health care. And we're not taking care of our own people. And that's what we should be doing. We should be taking care of our people and help others. But we're not even helping our own. So that's the biggest problem, that we're not helping our own at all. Everything has been about America last, while Americans are suffering. See, I care. I'm doing well. I'm not suffering. God is good. God takes care of me. Always has, because I put God first. I never lacked any good thing. But I care about what's happening to others. So that's what's important to me. So, and we should put others first. Don't just make everything about yourself. Care about other people and what they're experiencing. I don't want to see anybody, like, winter's coming up. It's cold. It's going to get cold out there. And our people are out there hungry and living on the streets. We have over 3 million, even black kids that are not being fed.
I don't know why.
That's being underfed. We got all this stuff going on. What? I don't know why this keep cutting off.
I just saw a report
What?
on Trump's cabinet. I was like, I don't know why he wasn't picked. I guess he didn't want to do it, but
this is going. What, Ben Carson?
yeah, Ben Carson said that he's not. He isn't going to be a surgeon general. So,
Well, he was last time HUD. He probably don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work into that. So you got all these diseases, all this. I mean, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. So he probably doesn't want to be
the
bothered.
right guy for that
Yeah,
job,
he
so.
probably want to retire. But anyway, you guys, thanks for spending this time with us. And I just pray that all is well with your families. And, if you could help someone or whatever, help them. Just, call up your family members. Thanksgiving, life is too short to be angry at each other. We got to, like, people mad about the election. You got 4 years to get some crazy person in office that just finish destroying the country. So if that's your goal, you got to just wait 4 years. Y'all could go back to the crazies and let them finish, destroying this country. But for right now, we got to get it together. For right now, we need Jesus. And remember, Christ is King and Jesus is Lord for those who don't know it. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. You've been so awesome, Andrea. She's like working hard as a moderator. But we just came on the last minute. We'll try to send something out early and let people know. We do like flash lives. They like a flash mob. We do flash lives. We don't even let people know, but you people get on. So we're thankful to God that God has given us a platform and a voice, and just hopefully that we can be doing things for others, and we'll be bringing people on. I know we've been saying it, but we want to see y'all, meet y'all, greet y'all, and everybody. We want to hear your voice, we want to hear your voices. So anyway, we're going to get off. I don't know why this is, blinking out. That's because my battery is getting low. Okay, before we cut off, God is good. I love y'all, praying for y'all. Pray that he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High should abide in the shadow of the Almighty. So we just pray that God just keep y'all safe. Keep y'all safe. Keep your family safe. Have a good night's sleep. Don't let things worry you. Like, this is cutting off because my battery is like down. But I just hope that you guys, love one another. Love your family members. Tell them it's okay. Trump going to take care of you. But don't talk of politics. Just enjoy each other, have fun, watch a football game or whatever you do during Thanksgiving. Because, see, I love sports. So, I love sports. And my favorite team is Colorado College football team. My favorite player is Travis Hunter, two-way player for Colorado. I love Travis. And I like Shador Sanders and Shiloh. A lot of people on the team.
Valerie, I keep seeing comments from her. She said,
What?
Why do you keep insulting the other side? We're all Americans and have similar goals and beliefs. Happy Thanksgiving. You don't have similar goals and beliefs to the Republican Party.
Well, we don't believe in that men should be in women's sports. We don't believe that men could be women. We don't believe believe that same-sex marriages. We don't believe in any of that. We stand on the word. We don't believe in abortion. We stand on the word of God. God is not down with it. And she said, neither do I. She said, neither do I. Yeah, so we stand on we follow the Bible. We follow God, and I had to check myself because when I was voting Democrat and even in the last election supporting the candidates, they're supporting them. I had to look at myself. I was kind of thinking about it then, but I kind of just pushed it aside and said, we got to get this person in office because Trump is the enemy. That's all I knew, just like how the media is doing right now. But now God woke me up, and I'd rather go with God believes. But I know I'm getting ready to lose this. And, she votes Democrat. No, you got to vote Republican. You really do, because you're going to stand with God. Those crazy black pastors, they wrong too. They not following God. They had that. That's why I knew that Kamala was going to lose when she mocked God, because God said he should not be mocked. You can't tell God's people you at the wrong rally, that you need to be at the little rally down the street. So by them just saying Christ is King and Jesus is Lord, she said they were at the wrong rally, and she was right. And I was at the wrong rally too, supporting them. And that's why I'm a Republican now. I've switched parties. I'm not an independent. I'm a Republican now. So I voted
That's great
Republican.
to hear.
Oh, shut up.
I've always been a
Oh,
Republican.
first time you voted.
always been Team Trump.
Well, anyway. Oh, I was beating him up last election. Like, what are you talking about? I threw his Trump hat away in the trash. Like, oh, no. I'm an activist, you know. I'm a legislative director. I'm like, I'm leading the way. I was having rallies and stuff. So
my sister, when Trump won, she was crying.
Stop
I
it.
was like,
well, anyway, that's something else. But anyway, y'all be safe. America first. We love you. God loves you. God bless you. And Trump, Trump, Trump. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. I think we're going to come on around 6 p.m.
thank you, David. You are too.
Yeah, we'll be on here. Thank you. We'll be on around 6 p.m. But I know I don't want y'all to lose y'all, because I don't have any battery left. So anyway, God is good. Love you. God bless. You
God
hit it.
bless.